America not having that Sova here. It'll be the Cypher instead for Intel. We are seeing the look towards B. The aftershock gonna tag Midas down just ever so slightly, but now they'll look towards that push, and the Boomba gonna try to find out who's on the other side.
Might's taking so much damage here. His teammates bailed as well, the flashbang coming through, but qRaxs is actually going to get the kill with the bomb buddy. It's Might's also getting the elimination with the frenzy. Make it 2 for Might's. It's down to just 2 players here on the attacking side. Might's will get another one with that frenzy before finally going down to hoppY, the Sage. Ghost in hand, 1v2.
Taking the long way around towards elbow, making sure that no one is on that side. A very interesting approach. But we'll actually get spotted here now around the corner. A couple of dinks not going to connect, but it's Turko that comes out on top, and Team Turkey with round number 1. That dust off the B site floor, and now that rotation will be called for the Raze player to come back. Mites, he's going to find one, mows him down with 3. Still a couple more members left, and now it's all down to one final player. It's azoX. paura will be the one that takes him down. A pretty understandable round.
Whereas in North America, we've seen heavy shift towards the Vandal after the most recent update. Look at this aggression coming in. They've pushed through on short. Mites is leading the charge. Has to blow a knife just to try to get rid of that tripwire. Uzzziii catches 2, though, as they push down mid. Finally, Mites is going to peek. The knives coming out, and they're able to pick up the second. So they do equalize and make things a 3-on-3.
Rounds like the beginning where they had only the Spectres, the Bladestorm can be a great substitute for doing some damage, and we're seeing that's why Mites being the first one to push in. They're still on that site looking towards a short, as the rest of the team already now locked and on the site.
Nades going in. Here comes the knives coming out. Not going to make too much of a difference. The Raze is there to lock down the U-Haul.
Create repositioning opportunities with the tailwind, especially if you find yourself in a situation like this. One shot already down long, going to find Uzzziii, and now still looking around the corner. It's Cypher on the other side, but will he peek?
qRaxs is here on short as well over towards U-Haul. There's the ult coming out, and it's a rocket to the face of the Raze. hoppY gonna get a trade at least as Turko goes down. azoX also picking up an elimination onto Rip. Mites comes in with the op, and qRaxs also gonna get one more with that nade coming out on the Raze. It's all up to Cypher, and the bomb buddy's gonna kind of give away the position. Nice shot from Mites. It's a 3K on the round. The op connects through the wall. Turkey back on the board again.
Yeah.
Early play coming out from aRa, getting taken down by Gotaga, so that's an early player advantage here, and they're going to explode off that. They've got the wall down. They're going for the safe plant. Camera goes up. Molly coming out from the defense to try and slow things down. There's the charge coming out from the breach. But as of yet, Spike has actually not planted. They're now going to go ahead and try and get that Spike down. More action going on over towards this A side as the flash comes out. You've still got Rip back here behind these smokes over, and U-Haul going to run right into the Cypher inside the smoke, and somehow, some way, the attacking side's coming out on top of these duels. There's Mites with the elimination on the operator, and brings things down to a 2-on-3. Again, Spike still not planted.
Yeah, and it's out in the middle. They got to find their way back to that Spike because it's still a 2v3, very doable. Now it's starting to dwindle down just ever so slightly, all down to qRaxs. And it's Team France on the back of azoX who will find that last frag.
It was like the last bullet that was fired from the Phantom, so just one more shot and maybe something would have happened. There's the leverage you can use with Jets.
It'll be a big 5-stack towards that B side. Of course, Cypher the anchor there, but with that res, that should call at least 1 or 2 members to rotate over from A, and you're seeing that call already. Mite's going to be the one that leads that charge. Unfortunately, doesn't have that tailwind to reposition in a later fight, but paura, he's going to be the first responder, finding azoX there in the wood. Now the rest of the team going to funnel in from hookah. Let's see how he's able to defend this.
Again, that res did come in. They're going to try and use that player back in the fight. The Cypher's got the cam down, actually misses that tracking dart onto the Sage, so they're going to be able to get that Spike out across the site and in towards the tuna can. With 15 seconds left, that actually would have been huge if they were able to prevent it. They're trying to spam through, and they're doing significant damage. The Sage so low. They're trying and trying, but the heal's coming out now on the Sage. And then it's all down to 1. It's down to the Sage coming in from spawn. It will be Turko. 1-on-3, the Spike ticking away. Satchel lands right in his lap. hoppY going to get the 3K on the round. They're going to back off, so they had that aggressive play early, and they decided to back off, but Mites completely obliterates Uzzziii. A knife straight to the skull, and now the flank coming through. A little bit of a whiff there for a second. Tries to switch to the frenzy, doesn't have time. So a good trade back. Rip in the corner with the frenzy. Pushed up in showers. That's going to make things a whole lot harder. There's another flash as well. The breach just being such a nuisance outside of showers, but decides not to push. It ends up going down to turko. Meanwhile, the spike is moving over towards the B site, so there will be a plant here, and the Raze is going to try and hold down the flank. But with that res coming through, you've got a 2-on-3 with the numbers advantage for Turkey.
Great angle. May have to go through heaven to get it. It's Gotaga who's directly on the site trying to defend it. And now coming in from heaven, azoX looking to do some damage. Gonna find one around the Tetris corner. Comes the Raze. And still not going to connect, but it's Rip that finds the frag. qRaxs as well. He will find, oh my goodness, they just one after another. It's all down to one final player. It's aKeR, the Rolling Thunder. He rolls out the carpet, looking to do some damage. Around the corner he goes, but will they have time to defuse? But no, they won't.
Try and obscure the vision, but there is a gap should they decide to push past this. There's the flash to try to open things up. Now they go in, despite the fact that the cyber cage has fallen. Missed shot from mights. That was a big opportunity, but a follow-up is there. mights wants to keep going for this, but with that ult coming in, the orbital strike delaying the plant, they've got 10 seconds left. They have to dedicate themselves to it. Heal coming out onto the jet. qRaxs is actually going to pick up 4 on the round, looking for the ace. hoppY all alone on site. The Sage going to have to make things work from inside the tuna can. Low on HP, goes for a heal. Has the Phantom, smokes down from the jet. That cloudburst just about to pop, and turko is there for the finishing blow. So
he's not really in the best place.
mights having a great game here in the first match of the day as well. Probably the player I knew the most about coming in from the Counter-Strike side, given his runs through the national championship system with ESL. There's the ult coming out. It flushes out the Raze, so down they go, but turko picks off 2. You've still got another rifle here on the site. That'll be Rip finishing off the damaged azoX. Uzzziii, speaking of damage, 11 HP. It's all down to Gotaga. So a promising take at first off the back of that ult coming out from the Brim. But now it all falls into the hands of Gotaga with just a Sheriff, and Rip's going to close things out with a 3-piece on the round top, potentially going to peak. With 25 seconds left, they pretty much have to dedicate themselves to this. That was almost painful. mights almost dashed out right into the vision of this attacking side. Meanwhile, close. Aura only able to get 1 before being taken down. Sage back sight, also 1 and done. So now it comes down to a 3-on-1 despite the multiple players playing defense on the B site. The spike will be planted, and it's going to be a 1-on-3 for qRaxs. qRaxs able to pick up the first, but juggling between the 2 targets.
Team France looking towards B. This is going to be a rough reposition.
Yeah, this is going to be really tough here for the Cypher as the Rolling Thunder comes out. The Cyber Cage is in. Might be able to get that elimination onto the Sage. That's actually a huge one. That's the spike going down. Camera still in position, still dropping darts into the bellies of this attacking side. They're trying to deliver a shot through. That camera is still alive. They can't seem to locate the position. Doesn't seem to make a difference. Uzzziii, despite being darted, picks one up with the op, and it will be a tie score 6-6 as we move into the second half. As well, with that frenzy, you've got the Sage who's got the wall back behind the other Sage wall, so they're going to boost up over top of this. hoppY trying to back off, surrendering control of U-Haul. mights continues that dominant pistol play with the frenzy, and now mights peppering up aKeR from the side after swapping over to the classic. That's 3 on the round for mights, and the site going to be pretty difficult for them to get back into. azoX does pick one off from heaven with the Ghost, but the spike is ticking away. Uzzziii now trying to flank through from short with the pistol. Uzzziii does pick off the Raze, finding the Sage on the other side of that smoke, but trying to get into the site. You've got a good crossfire coming out from Rip, who's just been patiently waiting outside the showers.
Using the element of surprise with the weaponry. mights here with the Vandal, getting a couple of those pre-fire shots in through the door. Not going to connect with anyone around the corner. azoX will be taken down, and with that plant, it's a 2v2.
A little bit of a clumsy round. They try to get in quick, and they do get the kill. The Bucky's going to come out for the final one. Going to send some pellets into the chest of paura as they go ahead and stick the spike on the defuse. So despite that pistol round victory, there will not be a follow-up here.
With pistols.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is you ultimately hurt your money in the round that follows. Pickoffs over on long results in the spike falling. Meanwhile, they're going to try and make their way out of hookah, and that was a poor time to pull out a smoke as the Brim goes down. A follow-up there from azoX, but turko gets the finishing blow. So it's a 3-on-2 numbers advantage towards the defense, but it's not a strong numbers advantage. And you've got the Bulldog struggling to take down the Sage here, so Gotaga couldn't get that Bulldog under control. Meanwhile, holding that angle, it's an easy pickup for not something that can be fixed, unfortunately. So You just got it. We'll keep checking the scoreboard at the end of every round. paura going to pick off the first. qRaxs actually gets in as well on the action, taking down hoppY. So they've got site control here. You've got Gotaga on site. Gonna heave out a grenade over towards the site in conjunction with that orbital strike. Nice. It ends up taking down the brim, and now the spike being dropped as well. As they went for the wall, the spike was stuck in default. They're trying to push through. It's mites coming in as those knives come out, dishing out slice after slice. It's a 2-on-2. Spike going to be picked back up, and they're going to go ahead and try and go for that plant. There is a tripwire down, so there's the dedication towards the spike plant. No, not going to happen. Gotaga gets a line of sight onto paura. azoX will find the final one.
Team France may not have the ability to defend as well as they may have liked. Now that means Team Turkey look towards B. They are starting to prepare their rations here. Gotaga wants a preparation for himself as he goes soaring through the air, but Rip will be the one that takes him down. azoX will turn things back around. Neural theft as well to give locations across the map, and that'll be information scouted. Now that might give Team France the opportunity to understand what they can do with the rest of this round. The camera going to spot
favoring France. Or excuse me, favoring Turkey. Yeah, that was my mistake. Again, see, the scoreboard even tricks us sometimes. azoX trying to spam through, trying to prevent them from getting across onto the site. They do get across, but hoppY is here, up in the corner, in the cubby, but with the smokes down, not able to do much about it. hoppY trying to do something now as the smokes start to fade, but everyone has fallen off the site. I love the play coming out here from Team France in the post plant, or Team Turkey. Now France is trying to move in. Mike's locking things down with Rip, who gets a combo kill onto azoX, but the plant seems like it might be inevitable. No, they're not really paying too much attention, so aKeR's been able to sneak back around. The ult's going to come out as well. Great dash coming in from mites, but aKeR finds multiple kills on the site. So it's all up to mites now, who does at least get that trade. Spike's going to escape, head on over towards that B site, and go ahead and get the plant. The tripwire at least gives away the position for sure, but now it's a 1-on-3 as the heads-up res comes in from hoppY.
Yeah, mites has to get into a different position now. That post plant going to be crucial. They will all funnel out of hookah, so at least he has that going from the flashpoint. Not going to connect here. Used by the breach. Now trying to get into a better position to spray around the corner, but it's aKeR.
Elbow. Get out of my way. And now as the push comes through, a camera's going to get dropped. Very good heads-up play coming out from azoX. Only gets to spot one player. The dart doesn't even get fired. Wall's going to go down, so azoX effectively neutralized here on the site. Going to spam the wall down to try and open up an entrance in towards the site, but the spike's gone down. Molly comes out from Uzzziii, but it's actually hoppY who picks off mites. That's a big one to pick off, too, as one of the top performers here for Turkey is down and out watching from the sidelines. So it's a 4-on-4, even strength as they battle their way back into the B site.
Yeah, the post plant is quite great for the side of Turkey, as now they'll start to push their way through. Team France trying to make their way in. A great barrier orb to stop the push in coming from wood. That'll be one from azoX. That'll be two. Looking for the third. They will find every single member, but there's one left. He's in wood, and it's hoppY that'll be on janitor duty as he cleans things up, and it's match point for France.
Action is trying to do their best to make it legible for you guys. So the scores match on each side, but it's actually France who is on the defense here, and they pick off two early on. There will be a trade coming out from mites, and the heal coming out on the Sage as well. So full HP on everyone here on the attack. But Uzzziii drops the Cypher and makes things that much harder for them. Spike's still very much in their control if they can get across short to pick this one up without having to go back through spawn.
Pull them down as it's the aftershock to stop the plant, but still two on the site and two about the plant. hoppY with one. Still looking for that second. It's going to be down near the cubby, and around that spray will come through. It's hoppY that'll finish things off, and Team France winning around here for the group.